free speech is under attack. YouTube takes down more channels. YouTube terminates hundreds of channels that they don't like. This could be terminated. Free speech is under attack. They're going after people who are saying things that they don't want you to know about.
This is the Kevin Trudeau Show.
I am exposing the corruption in government and in major multinational corporations. We're telling you the things that they don't want you to know that will make your life better.
I got a couple just quick articles here of what's happening. Free speech under attack. A note from the CEO of Rumble. Dear Rumble users, I typically don't send messages to our users through email, but red lines have been crossed. There have been major developments with free speech platforms around the world, and I feel it's important to let everyone know what's going on and how you can help. Rumble is no longer available to the citizens of Brazil, joining the ranks of France, Russia, and China. Rumble has been banned in France. It's been banned in Russia, it's been banned in China, and now it's banned in Brazil. Brazil no longer allows Elon Musk's X platform, formerly Twitter. That's banned in Brazil. World powers don't want Rumble. They don't want X. They don't want Telegram. They don't want Truth Social. World powers want to control information. Think about it. The founder of Telegram was arrested in France because they said, you founded a platform and there are people using that platform to communicate and they're involved in criminal activities. Therefore, you are responsible for those criminal activities because you created a platform that they can use to communicate with others as they're doing their drug deals or money laundering deals or human trafficking deals. Really? Well, isn't drug deals committed using cell phones? Human trafficking and prostitution using cell phones and email? Yes. Why don't you arrest the founder of AT&T? And why don't you arrest the board of directors of Sprint and T-Mobile and Verizon and Orange and all the other mobile or cell phone platforms? It's insanity. They're going after one Telegram, not WhatsApp, not Signal, not some of the other ones that are out there. They're going after Telegram because it's a free speech platform. This is crazy. RFK, the mainstream media refuses to interview him. And you know why? The same way they started shutting off my interviews. They don't want you to hear the facts, not the opinions, not the name calling, the facts that RFK will give you. He has facts. Mainstream media says, we'll never let the facts get in the way of a good story. They refuse to interview him because they are afraid that he is going to give facts and expose what they don't want you to know about a whole litany of things. Zuckerberg, Mr. Meta, Facebook, Instagram, admitted, and it was in the news for about a nanosecond, but he admitted that the Biden administration ordered him, and I'll tell you what it is, a gun to his head, Luca Brasi, puts the gun to the head. I can assure you either your brains or your signature is going to be on this paper in the next 2 minutes. Zuckerberg said he was ordered to censor Instagram and Facebook and all the Meta properties regarding COVID, regarding Biden's laptop, Biden's son's laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop, whole thing, because it could adversely affect Biden's election chances for president. The DNC ordered Zuckerberg to censor stories. It's a propaganda machine, just like Nazi Germany under Joseph Goebbels. And he admitted it, that he is censoring. He is basically nothing but a pawn, a propaganda arm of the Democratic National Committee and Biden and Clinton and Obama. He admitted it. Of course, the mainstream media is not going to print that except for a second. That way they can say, oh, we told the story. They didn't tell the story. You remember Assange, Julian Assange. He had WikiLeaks, and a guy named Snowden stole secret classified documents from the U.S. government. WikiLeaks put those documents up. Those documents were real, and they showed that the U.S. government was committing heinous crimes against humanity. That's what the documents showed. It was absolute proof that the U.S. government was lying to the American people, and the U.S. government was committing heinous crimes, including murder, against humanity. What was the story? The story was, let's go after WikiLeaks founder because he published classified documents. How come the story wasn't, let's go after the U.S. government for lying to the American public and to the world and for committing all these heinous crimes that these documents now prove that they did? That wasn't the story. That should have been the story. There was no prosecution for the crimes that the U.S. government and the people in the U.S. government were committing, including the murders. No one prosecuted any of that. The documents prove that this was all happening, but the story was WikiLeaks founder, he should be assassinated. He should be held for treason because he published classified documents. The classified documents publishing is not the story. The story was what was in the classified documents, which was the proof that the American government was lying to the American people and the world and committing heinous crimes, including murder. Nobody talked about it. This is free speech under attack. Publishers and authors sue Florida over book ban law. Major book publishers have sued the U.S. state of Florida over a law that allows schools to ban certain books from their libraries. The lawsuit, filed on Thursday by publishers including major publishers like Penguin, Random House, and Simon & Schuster, argues that the Florida law violates First Amendment rights of free speech. Here are some of the books that are so terrible they have to be banned. Books by Ernest Hemingway. Really? Leo Tolstoy. Really? For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway. That has to be banned. We don't want anybody reading that book. And here's the reason. The reason is books have to be banned if they depict or describe sexual content. And that means there's another book that's going to be banned in Florida, the Bible. Because the Bible depicts and describes sexual content, including adultery and incest. Do you remember Noah's daughters? They wanted to get pregnant, so they got dad drunk, went in and had sex with dad, and he impregnated them. It's in the Bible. That's incest. It's explicit sexual content that is depicted in the Bible. Therefore, that has to be banned under this law. Let's ban books. Free speech is under attack. YouTube takes down more channels. YouTube terminates hundreds of channels that they don't like. This could be terminated. Free speech is under attack like we've never seen. Don't feel bad. You're going to feel better at the end of the show. As you know, I was put in prison for doing nothing wrong. I was held in contempt of court. I was not in contempt of court. I was exercising my First Amendment constitutional rights of free speech. That's what I believed then, and that's what I believe now. The government put me in prison and gave me a 10-year sentence for contempt of court, which is not a felony, and it's not even a misdemeanor. It's called a thing of its own in Latin. The longest sentence in the history of America for the non-crime of contempt of court. Shackled, treated like a murderer, a rapist, a kidnapper, an arsonist, a terrorist, beaten, put in a cell, put in with murderers. It's unbelievable. And this is not just in America, and it's just not me. I mean, look at the people that are in prison. Steve Bannon's in prison for contempt of court. What the heck did he do? Oh, he talked. There are people being arrested. Andrew Tate's been arrested. They trumped up all these charges against him. They did the same thing against Assange. All these women all of a sudden magically say, oh, he sexually assaulted me, and yes, we had sex, but I didn't want to. 10 years later. He's like, what are you talking about? We went on a date. We went back to my hotel room. We had sex. We had sex the next night too, and the next night. And now she says that she didn't want to have sex with me those 3 nights in a row? That I raped her or something? This is BS, and we all know it. They're doing the same thing to Tate because he's talking. They're going after people who are saying things that they don't want you to know about. Hi, I'm Kevin Trudeau. This is everything they don't want you to know about to improve the quality of your life. Broadcasting every Monday and Wednesday, 2 days a week now. Monday and Wednesday at 1 o'clock Chicago time. Make sure you tune in and subscribe to the channel and share these shows with everyone you know.